Hello everyone and welcome to the Redmen TV. I'm Lauren and this is Amy, and today we're joined by Liverpool women's midfielder Christie Murray. Christie, thank you very much for joining us in the studio.
No, thanks for having me.
You're a new player to the club, obviously, signed in the summer. How do you feel you've settled into the club so far?
Really well, actually. There's been quite a lot of new players coming in at the same time as me, so that kind of made it a lot easier to settle. And given that I'd played with a few of the girls as well, it's always easier. But like I said, everybody at the club has been really welcoming, really nice, so that makes it a lot easier as well.
Yeah. How do you find the city as well? Because everyone talks about Liverpool as like the football city or whatever. Do you feel like welcome here, or like do you enjoy living
Yeah,
here?
I love it. I actually love it. It reminds me a lot of home. Like Glasgow's obviously a footballing city as well, and I think there's a lot of like similarities between it. But I've absolutely loved living in Liverpool so far. There's lots to do, and the people are really nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So with a bit of you joining in the summer, were you kind of nervous about joining the club, because obviously you saw the amount of players that left over the summer, and you obviously knew that there were so many people coming in. Were you kind of nervous about it, or were you willing to take on that challenge? Like, were you embracing the challenge?
Yeah, I was excited about it. I'd obviously known Neil from Doncaster as well, so that was settling for me, and I knew that obviously Liverpool was a big club, so that really excited me, and I wanted to be part of what he was building.
So, what age did you first get into football, and what was like the defining moment where you thought, oh, I'd like to do this like professionally?
I think when I was really, really young, like 4 or 5, I kind of always played with my brother, and he always played football. He was a year younger than me, so I was always playing football. I literally would run home from school, get changed and run back out to play football, and it would be the same coming home at lunchtime. We'd literally scoff our food down. But then after a certain point, I joined a girls team, and we started winning things, and I was playing regularly, and then I kind of knew that there was a national team, so that kind of was something that I aspired to play. So after that, and being involved with the national team when I was younger, I kind of always wanted to play full time if I could. I don't really think it was as possible as it is now. Like Arsenal was the team to play for, so growing up, like they were the team that I always wanted to play for, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was from a young age, probably I would always have wanted to play football, but knowing that it was possible at that age, I wasn't really sure if that was going to be a full-time job, if that makes sense, like I'm doing now. So yeah.
Did you come through like an academy or like centre of excellence, or?
No, I played grassroots. No, I played with the girls team until I was 16, and then I went on a scholarship to America for like, it was supposed to be 4 years, but I stayed only for like the first season, which was like 6 months, and then I came back and I joined Celtic. So from then on I played women's football from like 17, 16. Is
there a difference between playing football in the UK or playing in America? Like, what is the kind of difference, would you say?
At the point that I went out, we were only training twice a week, like we were club teams, so that presented me with the opportunity to play football every day. And for me, like, I love football, so I was like, right, definitely I'm there, sold. So it allowed me to kind of almost be in a full-time environment and study. The studying part I wasn't as interested in. I was more excited about football. So that was like really, really good. And it allowed me just to develop kind of athletic side of football. America's very like, they're very like athletic and fast and physical, whereas at home I think we're a bit more technical. So that gave me that different challenge. I think it's quite similar still. Obviously the technical side in America has obviously improved a lot. So I would say that's probably the similarities or differences between the two.
You obviously play for the Scotland Scotland international team. You've got 50 caps with them, and obviously you recently qualified for the World Cup next year. What does that sort of mean to you? Obviously growing up and always wanting to play for the team and get into a World Cup, what does it feel like?
It's a dream come true without it being as like cheesy as possible. It really is. Like, I think like I've grown up with a lot of the girls that playing in the team. We've played under 15s right through quite a few years. So like we've been together for a long time. So for us to like come so close at quite a few times, and then obviously to get there this year was honestly a dream come true. So exciting. Like I don't think it's actually sunk in properly yet. We obviously had America a couple of weeks ago, which was our first kind of proper preparation game going to the World Cup for next year. So But no, it's an absolute dream come true, and it's now like the work starts to like get us ready. It's just like every time somebody mentions it, I just like smile. Like I know
we can see it now. You're just so excited.
I know. So now it's just making sure that obviously perform in my club and hope to get selected to go to the World Cup. So that's the
well done for that.
Thank you.
Amazing.
So in terms of position you play, you're obviously a midfielder. Have you always played there, or have you ever played anywhere different, or would you like to play anywhere different?
I think growing up I was just moved about. I was more a striker. I played as like a number 9 or like as part of a 2 up front. And then in the youth squads and with the national team I've played kind of anywhere middle to front, so wide or up front or in the middle, but I prefer to play centrally, whether that's like up front or in the middle of the park, just to be more involved.
Yeah, definitely.
So talking a bit about living in Liverpool, is there anywhere in the city that you choose to go to, or your kind of like favourite place? Have we found that yet?
I love going to like the Baltic kind of side of town.
I've never been there yet.
Oh,
I've lived here for nearly 2 years.
I know.
It's really nice.
Yeah, it is really nice. It's just a bit like more kind of independent kind of coffee shops and things to do. So like that's kind of more up my street. So usually I like going to like 92 Degrees Coffee. Like I like theirs. And then the Baltic Bakehouse is nice as well. Like they do nice food.
I'll have to go.
If you like brunch and stuff like that, they do good food. So, and then there's the markets like which I've not been to yet. So like I've been to them but not properly. So because obviously we play on a Sunday, so like Saturday night's a no-go. So and then by the time we finish on Sunday it's shut. So need to wait till like a weekend to like we were off. We kind of go and like explore.
I don't even know if these places existed, and I've lived here like my whole life.
I know.
I'm a proper foodie though, so like it's like nice stuff and nice place to eat. So yeah.
So obviously the women's games progressed massively, like you mentioned earlier on. What kind of challenges have you faced like growing up playing football, and do you think now are they still the same?
I think growing up there wasn't really many girls football teams, so like I had to play with boys quite a lot, which I loved. Which I loved because I think it just gives you that bit more kind of like physicality and bite about your game. And then obviously I think now younger girls have got the opportunity to go to like a Liverpool's academy, and I'm just like, imagine what it would be like if I was like their age now. Like how lucky they're, because the opportunities to play football a lot more and to actually aspire to play football full time from such a young age is like it's there if you want it. So I think probably that was one of the biggest things, is actually just having the opportunity to train more regularly and actually play with girls and whatever. But I think just in terms of exposure to the women's game, it's obviously growing a lot now. Even just like coming in to meet yourselves or having other people like talking about the game like is massive. So it's just like still continue to grow that. I think that's just the biggest thing. Because it's just football. Obviously, there's women and men's football, but it is just football.
It's if you're a fan of football, you're a fan of both.
If you like football, it's just like come and try it, come and have a look and see if it's for you, kind of thing. So
definitely. So we delved into a little bit about playing, but more on the coaching side. Like obviously you've got your UEFA B, is it? Yeah. And we're told that you coach the under 14s, is it? Yeah. Or assistant coach under 14s.
Yeah, assistant coach.
Is being a coach something that you've always kind of wanted to do, or is it something that you want to do in the future?
I think only recently I've wanted to do coaching. It was like about a year and a half ago. There was some of the national team players were offered the opportunity to go and do our B together, just the 6 of us on like a tailored course, because usually they're on weekends and we can't make them. So the Scottish FA put us through them. So I think starting it, I didn't really see myself as a coach. But come the end of it, I completely flipped, and I really enjoyed it. And I love football. So for me, it kind of was like, well, at some point I'm going to stop playing, and I feel like I've still got a lot to offer. So that for me was a kind of moment where I was like, oh, actually maybe I could do this. With
the under 14s then, what kind of stuff do you do? Like what do you get involved with?
Well, only till recently I was with the under 16s. So the last 3 months I've been with the under 16s, but I've moved to the 14s now. So I'll just take parts of the session. So some nights like with the under 16s we did like their unit work. So they'll come away with me, the strikers and midfielders or the wide players, and we'll go and do specific finishing drills, or it could literally be anything that's from the game before that maybe they need to work on, or just something that the coach wants to work on. And similarly with the 14s, they're all like very, very good young players. Yeah, they are, honestly.
Wants to watch them.
Yeah, definitely, and they're all very keen, which is great for like a coach, because they just like, they ask you questions, they want to know how they can get better, and yeah, for me that's brilliant. So it's just, it could be anything, but so obviously there's like, I prefer working on the technical side. So if it's especially being an attacking player, so that's the kind of stuff that I've been working on, kind of finishing and working with midfielders as well.
Yeah.
It must be nice for them to like see you and where you are, and then they sort of have like a role model to look forward to and follow the steps of you. So they must be a little bit starstruck in a way. I mean, I know I
don't
would
know
be,
about starstruck, but I think it is good for to have like more of the first team players around. So hopefully we can get some more. I think Leandra's obviously involved as well with the education side. So I think having more of the girls around them, they can just tap into them. If there's any like wee bits and nuggets or like information they can help with, then we're here, kind of thing as well. So like, they should definitely use us.
So what type of advice do you give them then? Like, or would you give to anyone who wants to aspire to be like a footballer?
It sounds simple, but literally hard work. And if you've got people around you that are in the game, ask questions, like practice more. Like for me, like I was always out practicing. Like some of my friends would be going out and I would be down the pitch playing football. So like I was very much dedicated to my game, and I think if you're a young player now, it's like that'll set you apart. Like the extra stuff that you do on top of that to make your game as best as it can be.
Yeah,
that's great.
Brilliant.
So we'll wrap it up slightly. What are your expectations while being at Liverpool? Like, is there anything that you're like aspiring to do while you're here?
As a team, or to get like
well, as a team or individually,
I think obviously this year's been a bit of a transition year, so for us it's getting as many points on the board as we can, and finishing as high up in the table as we can as well. Getting some more wins under our belt and gaining momentum, kind of going into the end of the season, or the second part of the season. That's definitely the aim. And then obviously we want to compete for the cups and the league as well, but it's just going to take a bit of time to build. So for us, it's like finishing as high as possible in the league and making sure that we're putting on some good performances for everybody that comes to watch us.
Yeah,
definitely. Well, we go each week. Unfortunately, we can't make the away games because they are very far away.
They are.
We come to all the home games, and it always feels like it's a day out for people to come and watch. Like each week, for me, it feels like more and more people are coming down to Prenton Park, and it is growing. Like, people can't say women's football's kind of stagnated at the moment. Like, it is keep going, and obviously with what we do as well, whatever we can do, if this reaches one more person, it's kind of helping it grow all together.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
There's room for growth, definitely.
Is. Yeah, well, brilliant. Thank you very much for coming and joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you everyone for watching and listening. Make sure to go over, check out Redmen TV and all the other content we've got over there. Like the video, comment and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you all soon.